Hi guys, this is Tam. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be flipping through volume or issue number 27 of the Flow magazine. This is not the current issue. I usually don't open them or break the seal on them right after I buy them. I usually wait until I'm ready to flip through it and start cutting ephemera and things like that from it before I open it. So this is probably an issue from late last year, November, December of 2018. So this is not the current issue, but I usually find the current issues in my local Barnes & Noble. So you can also order them from their website, but you're dealing with the out of the country subscription, so it's going to cost you a little bit more. The magazine itself is already expensive compared to what most people may consider to be a reasonably priced magazine. Usually these magazines are somewhere around $25, and I know that's probably a lot for some people, but I like the images that are in them, and that's usually why I buy them. So I'm going to flip through this one because I'm getting ready to start cutting into it, and I just want to show you guys what it looked like before I cut into it. Now, with this issue and every issue after issue number 27, they have started to include a little journaling booklet in with the magazine itself. And so this is not a magazine. It's like a little writing journal where there are a lot of blank space in here, and they have some quotes included in here, as well as some images and a few articles like this. So if you're into journaling, things like that, I think they actually gave it a name. I can't even think of what they call this little, it's a workbook. So if you like doing kind of like some Q&A type things and like to write, do some little journaling and stuff like that, self-reflection, their magazines now come with this little workbook attached to it. So and this is the magazine itself. Again, this is not the current issue. This is issue number 27. You can get back issues from their website, again, if you want to pay the price of the magazine itself in addition to the fee to ship to the United States. So that's totally up to you. I'll give you just a little bit of the flip through in this little workbook if you're interested in that. I don't want to bypass that if somebody is actually interested in the little workbook. So that's the front of it, and this is a book that flips up instead of to the side. I don't know why they made it this way, but that's what we're working with here. So you have quotes and you have blank space for writing. All of that is blank space up there. There's an article there. There's a quote there, a lot of blank space there. There's some kind of columns or numerical list type writing you can do there and there with a little, what do you call it, a little article, not really an article, but it's kind of like a question that they ask, or kind of like a self-reflection type thing, and then you just kind of write in response to it. And this is this one, a little article there, and then a little image there, and this is a blank page. There's a big quote there with the image there. So if you're into things like this, this might be good for, but it comes with the magazine. You can't get it separate. It comes attached to the magazine with a big piece of plastic wrapped around both of them together. So you just can't go in the store and buy just this little workbook. You buy the magazine and this comes attached to it. So just a lot of blank space, quotes, articles, some self-reflection questions, things like that. So and I've seen this attached to every magazine that I have purchased since this 27th issue. So I guess this is something they decided to start doing with their magazines. But prior to volume issue number 27. I'd never seen these little workbooks attached to their magazines before. So all of this, the rest of this is just blank pages. So that's the workbook, and this is the magazine that we're going to flip through now. I just broke the seal on it, so I haven't looked through it, and we're going to look through it together. It's one of those waterproof, stain-proof type covers, almost like a plasticky type feel, but most of the pages inside the magazine are matte finish. They're not glossy, so that's one of the things I like about foreign magazines, especially Flow, Daphne's Diary. I believe Breathe magazine is like that as well. So it just depends on what you're looking for. That's the back. Wisdom begins in wonder. Flow, a magazine for paper lovers, celebrating creativity, imperfection, and life's little pleasures. So let's go ahead and get started. Very nice. I like that a lot. This page is glossy. This page is matte. It has some little watercolor flowers there. Small changes lead to great things. And Astrid and Irene, they're the two that usually do the Flow magazines. And the magazine for paper lovers, all of that. So I like images like these. You cut them out, use them in your journals and different things like that. So the rest of this is just a flip through. If you guys have any questions about anything, please feel free to leave it below in the comment section of this video. And I'll just be flipping through these magazines as I get ready to clip into them. So it could be a while after the issue actually came out in the store, so that just depends on you. But I usually don't care anything about the date and the article and the seasons and the images and things like that in it, in regards to this magazine is 3, 4, 5 months old, the images are no longer good. That is, to me, that doesn't matter. You can still use these same images no matter what month it is. And like, I'll cut out big words like this, what are you up to? And I'll use that in my journals as well. This is the Flow book for paper lovers, volume 6. I actually have this book. This is the last, and the paper lovers book is different from the magazines. The paper lovers books, I have a flip through of that here on my channel as well. Let me see if I can tell you guys what number video that is. So I purchased this book, and I actually flipped through the entire paper lovers book if you're interested in seeing the flip through of that. I think I did it live. I think it was a live video. A couple of people tuned into it. Again, this is not a big channel. I don't have a whole lot of people that are subscribed. It's video number 66. Video number 66 shows a full flip through of this book here on my channel. So if you want to see that, what a wonderful life I've had. I only wish I'd realized it sooner. That's a nice quote to also put on a journaling page, because I feel the same way. I look back on my life and I remember moments where I was wishing, to be older and all these other things. And then now that I am where I am, I wish I could go back to where I was trying to rush things instead of enjoying those moments. So I'm trying to do more of that. This is a matte finish, and I like the matte finishes. That's a beautiful image here. There's an image. So I take these magazines and I look through them, and I just cut out different things, you know, that I like to use in my journaling. Beautiful image right there. Focusing your attention helps others to get a better grip on life. We all need space to think a bit, so I would just cut these kinds of things out. I don't know what I'm doing, and it's the not knowing that makes it interesting. This is a glossy page, so every now and then you'll see some glossy pages in the magazine, but 90% of it is matte. My sky, your sky. And so I'll still use the glossy pages as well. I'll cut them out if I like them and use them in my journal. But if I don't, you know, like them, obviously, whether they're matte or glossy, I don't use them. Because you want to fill your journals with things that you like. So, you know, that's just something to keep in mind. That's a beautiful cabin. I want a she shed, y'all. I want a little shed built out back or attached to the house. And I just want it to be filled, you know, with my crafting stuff. I want it to be the place that I go to craft. And so my husband said, oh, I can build you one of those. So I don't know if I'm going to get him to build it for me or if I'm going to purchase one and the only thing I need to do is just move in and decorate it. So I'm still thinking about that, but I want a little area outside of my home, you know, where I can just go and retreat and I can and I can create and just kind of relax or whatever it is that I want to do. And so this little picture back here just kind of reminds me of like a little nice place that you can go and just kind of get away from everything and not, you know, have to deal with any issues. Just go in there and take you some time to just relax and do whatever you want to do. So also usually they have some sort of little posters or postcards and things like that in the book as well. So these are some mini posters. We put together a little collection of women's portraits from 4 female illustrators. These mini posters look great when framed, but they also work propped up on a desk or wedged in a mirror frame. If you can even send them as a postcard. So this is one. Beautiful. Love those. I like that page. That's a nice bright page. How to make a piñata. So if you're a Barnes & Noble member, you can actually get a percentage off of your purchase. I believe it's 10%. And so sometimes they have their magazines on sale. In addition to that, you can get 10% off of your purchase as well if you are a Barnes & Noble member. So usually the full price of the magazine is not what I pay because I just use my Barnes & Noble membership. But again, for some, $20 for a magazine is still, pretty expensive. But I pick and choose what I splurge on and enjoy some of, the money that I earn in this way in my crafting. So instead of going out buying an expensive outfit or a pair of shoes, I buy a Flow magazine. So for some, that's what they like to spend their money on. For others, we like to spend our money on something totally different. I love these images. I would definitely be cutting these floral images out. And I have to decide which page do I like the best, because you have a two-sided page and you decide whether you want to cut the images out on this side or if you want to cut the images out on this side. They're both pretty. And that's a blank page. Flow News, so it just has a little insert regarding the Flow book for paper lovers, which again, this is an old issue. That Flow book for paper lovers has already come out, already in the stores, already been sold on their website. So if you're interested in that, you should see if your local Barnes & Noble has it in their store. And so that's pretty much it. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of my YouTube family. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell so you can know when I upload new videos. For those who may not know, I have a second channel. It's linked below in the description of this video, where I journal in my Bible and talk about my faith. So if you're interested in subscribing to that channel, it's also linked below. And I also have an Etsy shop where I sell handmade journals and other handmade items. So that link is also below in the description of this video. Thank you so much for being a part of my channel. And as always, I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Bye!